What is happening? Another day, another crazy one actually. The last 24 hours have been kind of mad on a pivoting realization front. So the content's going really well, surprisingly. Consistency always pays off. There's a lesson there. The interesting part, however, is that it's just going to be a rant, this video. Yeah, surprisingly so, it turns out that I don't want to serve business to consumer products. Like I had a conversation with somebody yesterday, and then I had another one in the evening. So my rule basically making these consumer products, vibe coding shit, was no more calls, right? I'm used to doing 20, 30 hours of calls. And I could barely focus on actually getting stuff done properly, like building wise. And I was very interested in learning these AI tools, the efficiency. And I went deeper and deeper and deeper and kind of got into this flow of just building apps, building SaaS, building these products and then shipping them to market. I had a lot of problems with the App Store, Google Play, KYB verification with like weeks of delay, like 4 or 6 weeks of delays, back and forth 2 hour queues on phones, and like I didn't have to deal with that shit, so that was kind of discouraging. I just pushed through it. I got it done. So I applied with 2 of my companies for Apple. One of them got approved. The other one is still pending after 6 weeks. Google Play only got approved today after 4 weeks for one of the companies. Absolute nut house. I did the whole web to app flow with WOP. That was very successful. Got the sales there. But I just realized, man, fuck that business to consumer stuff. It's just, I just don't enjoy it. And I had a conversation yesterday where somebody asked me like, hey, I have these problems with my business. And I was like, oh, that's easy. Like just this, do this. And he was like, you've done these businesses, like why don't you focus on that, like just a question. Or I don't know who it was, like after the call somebody asked me like, why don't you just focus on that? And I was like, well, maybe I should. I wouldn't really build these businesses again because I didn't enjoy it. I enjoyed the startup style, but the scale up, dealing with 100 employees, I was happy to get rid of it. I really didn't enjoy it much, the building stuff. So what I mean, like I just had to reflect. I saw this video, like I will show it to you. I had this video on my channel, which is kind of funny. This video. So I watched this video, which is kind of crazy. I look so young. How long is this? 7 years ago. Which has that whole story, which I'm like, that's a lifetime ago. And I just watched that video and I kind of realized, like, what am I doing this for, right? Like, what was the goal? The goal wasn't really so the original goal was to go from, having no freedom to having the freedom to kind of do whatever you want, right? Which is kind of funny. Look, this one, me in the call center. And now I have all these things. Like I have a beautiful house, I have a beautiful family. I mean, I'm wearing like a fucking 50K Rolex. But again, I got myself into a situation where it's like, no, you don't really want to do this business to consumer thing if it doesn't feel right. Like if you're just sacrificing your freedom to try and accomplish these things, like I have like a year ago when I sold all these businesses, right? So what are we doing? Like what should we focus on? You need to do something. So I love making the content, right? Like I just spun up a new YouTube channel actually just for Q&As, from like community Q&As. I spent like 20 minutes just answering one business related question. And I'm like, these are the questions that I enjoy answering. I just tell it exactly how it is. Like I don't have anything to sell. So I'm like, this is how it works. This is how you should structure things. This is how you should do things. And I was like, man, I'm going to pivot my content into that shit. So for this kind of funny video, if you never watched it, you should watch it. Like it has a good story, because actually all the businesses that I sold were go to market in this market, right? So actually it like really turned out like fucking looking into the future. Pretty interesting. So this channel basically, and this is the first video today, is going to pivot away from the mobile. So what I want to focus on is I don't want to build products for consumers with AI. I will build products, which I love doing, for businesses to improve business processes, only on which I have expertise, only on which I can add tremendous value. So what that means is only tools that I use myself. Simple as that. No ChatGPT wrappers, no bullshit products, real software that I use myself or not. And then I'll just talk about, how I did the campaigns for Lamborghini, like all the lessons in there, all the value that I've never shared, which I just feel like, pivoting the community as well into that angle is such more of an enjoyable process. Kind of a little bit of an epiphany, really. And although this content performed great, we just kind of got it up and running, right? Like I was talking, the views are great, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. But I don't give a fuck about the views, really. I think the new content will help so much more people. It's so much detailed, so much powerful. And this type of content, it apparently did bring value to people, because I got a lot of comments on it, but anybody could kind of make this content. I don't think it was that special. And I can make a lot better content that nobody else can do. So I just gained 1 subscriber actually, I think. So let's take the content 267. I might lose some subscribers. Now I'm pivoting the content again. 514. So ideally I would keep it at 200. So that's my goal, to keep this at 200. Even on the new content, I hope people appreciate it, but it's geared to business owners and not to consumers, but let's see. The daily channel has 144 subscribers. That one is going slow, but that's completely fine. I don't mind. So it's been stuck at no growth. 44, it's down, minus 26, but it's because it's so small. And now I'm going to add another channel to that. But that's okay, because that's more like long form evergreen content. X92, that's growing because of the strategy that I was implementing. I kind of stopped that today. And then School 21, and that's where my focus will be. Basically, I'm answering everybody in this community, whatever things they have. Glaze me very active. So that's where my focus has been. So that's basically the overview. I think it's pretty good. Everything is up, slowly up, slowly up. But yeah, we're going to change the content a little bit. I think it's going to be a lot more interesting. I think it's going to be a lot more value packed. But it's obviously for the audience to decide. Anyway, that's everything for today. I hope tomorrow I'll have more amazing news. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.